When we had last left Harrier Dubois, he alone went back for one final check-in with Titus Hardy and his Hardy boys. They were surprisingly cooperative, and surprisingly kind of okay with the whole Clausius situation. If anything, it seemed more like a relief off of their backs. But in fact, there was more to be tended to. Yes, Ruby was the name on the list that needed to be tracked down, and unfortunately, the Hardy boys had very few leads in her direction. A few things were known, though: a brief description of her appearance, and as well, the fact that she left her lorry here, in Revachol, in Martinez, which meant she could not be far behind. This is Disco Elysium. Welcome back. And instead of doing all of that, of course, we're gonna do some reading, right? But, ooh, it's going to be some very fascinating reading, isn't it? Alright, over here. Let's get this. Shelf of biographies. Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. Alright. 470. I'm interested in that Greatest Innossence book. A true cultural touchstone, she nods. Enjoy the read. Great. And then we'll pick up this one. There we are. Shelf of paranormal books. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. It's interesting that this is classified here the Pale, because you would think that, well, medicinal purposes of. Okay, right, but the Pale itself is scientific in this world, right? It's not, like, up for debate, right? Though, I don't know. Depending on how closely it mirrors our world, maybe it is up for debate. Okay. Cost $4.20. Jesus, I'm sorry. Alright, I want to buy Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. Indeed, she mumbles, staring at the book for a moment. Something about that book does seem to have spoken to you. Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for. Alright, cool. You know what? I do wonder if we can sell these off, right? Let's see, do they have values associated with them? No, they are listed under Interact. Oh, shit. Alright, we may not be able to. But nonetheless, I think we should give them a read, right? What happens if we hang out in here and burn time, right? What'll happen? I have no idea. Okay, nonetheless, let's get on out of here. There we are. Out this way. Good, good, good. And you know what? I think we go head out and around our shack, right? We'll go over there, and then we can get ready to do a little bit of reading over there, right? I'm very curious about these two books, but also I think some information on ourselves will come to light inside of our ledger, right? We may learn something introspective or whatever. Have a moment of introspection. So I wonder if Ruby has always been in this area, right, along the coast? Because there are a few areas up here, right, that we had... Oh, shit. How do I... There we go. That'll do. But, like, up here, this bunker and this radio tower, right? Maybe Ruby has been there the whole time, and if we had just gotten to that point, maybe we would have progressed naturally up and around there without even knowing that we were looking for Ruby. Maybe? Oh, look. Hey, what's this? Huh. An orb. A cluster of polychromatic flyers blow by in the breeze. I wonder if it's Van Eyck. Right. Could be. Alright. Let's see. This is our place. Yep. Here's the washerwoman, the kids, Lillian. Good. Okay. Let's see. How many levels do we have banked? 3, as per usual. You do get quite a few to bank, right? It feels, I don't know, not as difficult as I would have expected, right? Given our ability to re-roll stuff. I don't know, I'm kind of excited for playing the final cut on hardcore mode, right? Or, yeah, hardcore mode. I wonder if Egghead would say anything different if you were on hardcore mode. Alright. Let's see. Let's bring up our shit here. I'm kind of wanting to read this book first, right? The Greatest Innocence. Look at how it's spelled as well. It's spelled differently here in the art, right? Oh, hey! Yeah, and she's on some of the official art for the game, right? That makes sense. Which also leads me to believe that, yeah, our theories earlier about our ex-wife and all that is spot on, right? Having that context information, or contextual information on a meta level. Anyway, book, The Greatest Innocence. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocences. It is written by one João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego, a Mesque fascist who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocences is the coolest in the world. Oh, great. So he likes them, huh? The fascist loves them. Okay. Well, let's give it a read. The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy. Crack open this immense tome. Ooh. Breakthrough imminent. Motorway south. Okay. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events, historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No? Ah, well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready? Sure, why not? Oh god, no. Let me out of here. Sure, why not? Let's see. That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Pain threshold, easy success. Dolores Day. I thought she was the most recent one. Yeah. Interesting that pain threshold says that, right? You know, I didn't really absorb anything from what I just read. Then go with your best guess. Isn't that what students are trained to do when they don't know the answer? Good God. Let's see. Let's go with Sola? Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century, and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a defined model of history. She is often called an anti-innocence. Oh, so that's why she sounds kind of cool. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn of the century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again? Huh. Interesting. Oh, so it wasn't so much right. Okay, I think I understand, yeah. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified, not defined model of history. Right, so she's anti-innocence because of that last bit, right? If anything, she kind of is, I don't know, maybe an ultra-liberal within this world? Or maybe a moralist? I'm leaning ultra-liberal, right? Care to try again? The Canasian. Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. Pius? He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum? What is Aurum? But he did introduce the gold standard in this world? As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Encyclopedia, easy success. Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. Let's see. Doesn't sound too familiar to me. Shoot me a hint. An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme role over the Occident, or the world known in general. At least the parts that matter. Okay, very interesting, but that doesn't help me answer the question. I can do better. Okay, so commonly, an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities. Did this help? No. Damn. Pain threshold. Easy success. Dolores. Pain threshold really wants me to answer that. Let's go with it. Incorrect. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical to the Innocentic system itself, not to mention beautiful, she is not often considered the strongest. Even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again? Inland Empire, trivial success. Just steer clear of this one, okay? There's something terrible about this one. What? Not thinking about it, not thinking about it. Back to the quiz. What? Ooh, it hurt my morale. Who knows? You feel like you lost her somehow when she left the Earth, the dust, the ice, and the humans. This is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. This is the book again. The book contextualizing this information. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day, who was the first innocence. It wasn't her. Let's see. Vesper Messina? Incorrect. Vesper Messina is not a person, but a defunct state in the southeastern coast of the Occident. It used to take up most of the peninsula, before separating into the republics of Vesper and Messina. Care to try again? Right, I think we knew that vaguely, right? Franco Negro? Correct! Named the innocence of militarism. He codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the inter-isolary real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Wow, that's so wild. Is this like analogous or allegorical for anything in real life? Like, is there an organization similar to the Innocences in real life? Like, my dumbass, at best I could say, is like the Pope, right? But it feels like it couldn't just be the Pope is the allegory, right? Or the analogy. I don't know. I don't know enough about anything. Continue. Let's see. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Oh, okay. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? all news to me, so maybe a few hints? Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party during the time of Pericarnasian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the reemergence of the Innocents or new members. Sigh internally. There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault. Pain threshold. Easy success. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful. We need to pursue this. Dolores. No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true. Let's go with Erno Pasternak? Correct! There have been a number of counter or false innocences. Some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You have come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest Innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind. You sound confident. Go right ahead. A hint would come in handy. Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco Negro. I have no idea how you're supposed to say that. Alright, you're absolutely certain of this. 0 doubts. Pain threshold, medium success. While it was actually her. Dolores Day. Correct. The Mask might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest Innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from interstellar travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful. Pain threshold, medium success. And more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better. Inland Empire, trivial success. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit. Damn you, you arrogant book. You are shouting at an inanimate object like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers. Horrific necktie. Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out, forget about it. Alright, put the book away. Okay. Interesting stuff, just further establishing that we have some weird connection with Dolores Day, right? Book, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. Give it an interact. Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. The cover of this heavy tome features a number of esoteric symbols. Open it. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the Pale. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book. What's a pharmacopoeia? You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, Readers will find assembled here the timeless wisdom relied upon by generations of traditional soulite medicine practitioners, Mask mystics, and Ilmarin folk doctors. Inland Empire, easy success. Finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing you. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the Pale, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies. Is there anything in there about restoring lost memories? I just want something that will soothe the relentless torment of my existence. Anything about curing an apocalyptic hangover? Enough of this. Anything in there about restoring lost memories? There are a number of soulite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition. I just want something that will soothe the relentless torment of my existence. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. Anything about curing an apocalyptic hangover? There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. However, while browsing through the various descriptions, you become convinced that you could assemble something from the ingredients listed here. Want to give it a shot? Rub your hands together. All right, book, let's see what you got. First, you need to choose a base ingredient. Ginger root, a sprig of fresh mint, common meadow rue. Let's go with ginger. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Mix it with a dram of whiskey, boil it with a tea made from birch bark, mash it into a paste with some aloe vera extract. Oh, aloe vera, it does everything. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? A few pomegranate seeds, a spoonful of sugar, some wild ginseng root. Well, a spoonful of sugar, it helps the medicine go down. 5 XP. The ginger and aloe vera make this poultice ideal for the treatment of arthritis, but it won't do anything for your hangover, though. Would you like to try again? Sure, let's try again. Okay, very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Okay. How about the rue? Next, you'll need a base. Okay. How about the birch? Okay, anything else? How about pomegranate? The ginger root will help with the nausea, and the birch bark will help you flush out the toxins. The sugar just makes it taste better. Hey, it worked. Volition, easy success. The very thought of this tea causes your muscles to relax and your mind to clear. You're more present and in control than you were a moment ago. Savor the feeling a moment longer. A tingle rushes down your spine and you feel your toes uncurl. If only it could always be like this. I want to try to concoct one of those hangover cures again. Oh shit, can we just read this book to restore our morale? Let's see, what happens if I do this? Oh shit, yeah. So what was it again? It was the rue, birch, sugar. Okay. Oh look, you imagine yourself with a mug of this tea by the window. It's a beautiful image, but will it ever come true for you? Put the book away. Okay, we tried. Let's see, what was our shit here? Thought complete, motorway south. Alright. Look at that. The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild, pale yonder. For an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans. And finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat. Swallowing. And then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. a lost piece of the man you were, a dark hope. Huh. All intellect white checks unlocked, +1 to Inland Empire. The swallowing motion. Interesting. I wonder if we'll get any dialogue for that? Huh. Because it's not that great, right? If we don't get any unique interactions for having this thought in our cabinet, I don't know how worth it is, right? Okay, let's see over here. Alright, all of these are ready again. Okay. Let's see. But we have our ledger now. Look, it's already 2133. Great. Okay, let's see. Ledger. Whoops, I unequipped it, my bad. Let's re-equip it and interact with it. It's the ledger you found in the trash, yada yada. Read a case file. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want? We'll just start from the top. The Next World Mural. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Haven't we heard of that? The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their forms reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the belles lettres have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it? The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. Read on. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, right, Vicmare, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite, organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the Eminent Domain, participate in the vote. Wow, their place is called the Eminent Domain. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rumbling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between the two options: A, remove the mural, it is wrong; B, keep the mural, it is right. I think we get rid of it, right? Yeah, it is wrong. Are we, like, rewriting what happened? We're like causing this to be the reality. We picked the reality, I think. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world, for new people, and it is too late for us. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed. It's human nature. I like it, But can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. Huh. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. 5 XP. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next? Let's see. So we were in favor of removing it, right? Or no, we were in favor of keeping it. Let's see. It was Vikmare who had the... Yeah. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing yada yada. Let's see. Leads to debate. Let's see. Well, no, it doesn't really say what our stance was. It's unknown. Okay, interesting. But JV was for it staying. Huh, okay. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next? The Unsolvable Case. AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the Unsolvable Case made its way to you. Why you accepted it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. We solved it, though. Electrochemistry medium success. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That or you were high. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It's their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. And you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets? You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are in the corner of Maine and Perdition, because that's where the action is. It's not the first time we've heard the corner of Maine and Perdition, but also isn't that an idiom? Proceed. Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get a local gang of Zemliakis to take them out. The Zemliakis gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all. They wanted them to just they were like accelerationists. And still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer, JV, and Special Consultant TH... Who would TH be? I don't remember all of their names. It's not the person who came here with JV. Anyway, you uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Oh shit. Let's see, which one is Leslie? Let's see. Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage harder. Let's see. Leslie is the exposure. Public indecency. Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be fair, you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. Right. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke. Jesus, and this is us doing this, beating this man. And then, like, having a fucking breakdown. Half-light, medium success. Kill them. They broke it. Damaged ledger. He came at us. And at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Jesus Christ, that's horrific. 5 XP. Which is why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? The square bullet hole murders. Isn't that us, though? It's talking about us. It's just in, like, third person or whatever, right? These are our cases. The square bullet hole murders. It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. But that's all you got. From the half hour you've spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead. Electrochemistry, formidable success. Toxicology showed the entry wound was laced with an incredibly potent psychoactive substance called HUV4 nil. No street name. A sequence killer. Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Inland Empire, easy success. Don't worry, one day. Couch in an unexpected location. Ooh. Date of birth generator. Thought complete. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street. On the roof. Okay, I thought this was going to be a King of the Hill reference. On the roof. On the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young and thought they looked cool on it. They actually looked like assholes. They looked really cool. Like models. They looked really cool. Like a rock band. Sure, they looked cool like models. Sure. Yes. As you've said here, total assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations they took it to, where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. 5 XP. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up. And you did. So, congratulations to you. Case solved. Did I ever catch those guys? No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real damn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next? Murder at the hookah parlor. Murder, tum-tum-tum, at the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor. Wait, how? Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner, J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor. Right, on with the murder. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for like a month. Captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. Still, couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had. Wait, was Joseph Mills a good cop? No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That the murderer vanished into thin air. That damn hookah parlor was all he talked about. Go on. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere. And you look into it. Here's a setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day. Can you get high off it? Really cool. Really stupid. Can you get high off it? No. It's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything. Stupid. Yeah. So anyway, young man in his 20s, found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day, in perfect health too, some kind of movie producer. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then, bam! He's dead on the floor with his skull busted open. Blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge. He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died? Level up, 5 XP. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom. He must have sucked a lot of it. And what was he doing there for 6 hours? He must have sucked a lot of it. Yeah, he liked his hookah. Steven was his name. And what was he doing there for 6 hours? Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know, trying to come up with a movie script maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective. And about 30 minutes has passed piecing it together. Next. That's all of it, okay. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sandpaper still sags from the clipboard. Let's see. Should I... Can I fill anything out? I forget. Look at the clipboard. No, conclude. Let's see. Browse the forums. Enough of these. I think that's everything, right? Yeah, I think we're good. Put the ledger away. Alright. Let's see, over here. What did we get again? What's our little thought cabinet unit? Thought complete. Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07. Oh shit, and what year was it? Oh, okay, I just scanned ahead a little bit. I cheated. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. Oh shit. Remember we had that line where people come to die. Remember that? I wonder if that's it being reactive to what we said, or is it just a coincidence and really cool that it popped up there again? Probably just really cool because, like we said, even if we didn't pick that one, which we did, we would have read it, right? We would have at least read and known that that was an option during that moment. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope. Learning cap for logic raised to 4. Difficulty, -1 difficulty to all physique passives. Oh shit. That's great. Holy shit. Because we've realized, oh shit, I'm actually young. I'm not totally fucking decrepit just yet. Okay, that one's actually fucking amazing. Cool. Alright. Neat, neat, neat. I wonder which one should I get rid of next? I don't know. I love this. Look, this one also. -1 difficulty to all psyche passives. That's great as well. We got psyche and physique. I love it. Alright. Cool. Well, holy shit. Let's go on inside and take a quick sleep? Or should we do that when next we come back? Maybe we call this one early. Right? It's getting cold this late in the night. Time to call it a day. Yeah, I think we'll do this next time just in case we have a dream. Which is maybe very likely since we just had like a major breakthrough in the case. Right? We're hunting down Ruby now. We arrested Clausia, which I still am not 100% on whether or not that was great. I still lean and stand by my leanings, right? But I'm just not 100%. Alright, until next time, please take care of each other.